The sun hadn't even finished rising when the pounding on my front door shook the hallway. 3 loud knocks, official sounding, impatient, entitled. The kind of knock that announces itself as authority long before anyone speaks. I had lived here exactly 6 days. I slid the curtain aside and saw her on my porch. Curly hair frizzed with purpose, bright pink blazer glowing like a warning beacon, and a clipboard tucked under her armpit like it was a badge. Her name, I would learn, was Evelyn Hartfield, HOA president. But everyone else called her Karen. I opened the door halfway. Yes? She didn't smile, didn't introduce herself, just took one sweeping look at me, then at my SUV parked in my private driveway. "You need to move your vehicle immediately," she said. "It violates Section 14B of our parking guidelines." I blinked. "My what?" "Your parking guidelines," she repeated, lifting the clipboard like a holy scripture. "All homeowners must register their vehicles with the HOA. Yours is unregistered, so it must be relocated, preferably off-site." A small laugh escaped me before I could stop it. "This isn't part of your HOA territory." "It is now," she said sharply. "We extended our zoning in March. Your house is within visible range of our board members, which means your property falls under our community standards." Visible range. This woman was inventing rules like she was making pancakes. "I'm not in your HOA," I said calmly. "My deed is separate." She narrowed her eyes, studying me like I was a child refusing homework. "That's what the last family said," she muttered. "They learned the hard way." I didn't know what that meant, and honestly, I didn't want to. "I'm getting ready for work. My car is fine where it is." "Oh, you won't be taking that car," she replied, stepping aside just enough for me to see the tow truck idling at the curb behind her. My heartbeat paused. "You called a tow company to my property?" "They're contracted with our HOA," she said proudly. "If a resident refuses compliance, we take custodial action." "Custodial action," I repeated. Another made-up rule. I stepped out onto the porch. "Move that truck." The tow driver shrugged from the street. "Ma'am, she hired us, said it's an HOA violation." "That's because I'm the president," Evelyn snapped at him. "Hook it." I moved fast. I reached the bottom of my steps before he could lower the hydraulic arm. "You touch my car," I said, "and you'll regret it." The driver hesitated, but Evelyn didn't. "You people always think you can bypass community rules," she hissed. There it was, the real reason. "Back away from my vehicle," I said again. She folded her arms, chin lifting with that perfect brand of HOA arrogance. "You don't get to tell me what to do. In this neighborhood, I am the law." I almost laughed, if only she knew. 6 days ago, I moved here for silence. No politics, no courtroom drama, just peace. And nobody in this neighborhood knew that I was District Attorney Meyer Reed, the youngest DA the county ever appointed. I had prosecuted gang leaders, corrupt officials, and 3 white-collar criminals who tried to bribe their way out of federal charges. But this woman, this HOA Karen, she believed clipboards and pink blazers were stronger than actual law. "I'm done talking," Evelyn said. She raised her hand and snapped her fingers at the driver. "Hook it." He lowered the hook. I moved between him and my SUV, badge still tucked deep in my purse where she couldn't see it. "Touch it," I told him, "and you're participating in an illegal vehicle seizure." Evelyn scoffed. "Illegal? Don't be dramatic. HOA authority supersedes private." "No, it doesn't," I said. "Not legally, not morally, and definitely not on my property." Her nostrils flared. "You'll regret challenging me." I doubt it. She marched away, heels stabbing the pavement like she was punishing the earth. But I saw the look in her eyes. She wasn't leaving in defeat. She was leaving to plan. And people like Evelyn never planned small. I didn't know yet that she was about to break into my yard, tamper with my vehicle, and try to file false violations to get me evicted. All because she didn't know who I really was. All because she believed power was something you could fake as long as you yelled it loud enough. But she was about to learn the difference between HOA rules and actual law.
The next morning started normal. Coffee, a quiet kitchen, sunlight drifting across my counter. For a moment, it felt like the peace I moved here for was possible. Then my phone pinged. Motion detected. Driveway. I set the mug down slowly. My security cameras weren't fancy, just something I kept from my old apartment, but they were reliable. I tapped the notification, and there she was. Evelyn Hartfield. Pink blazer, clipboard. Breaking and entering into my space like she owned a key to my existence. Her face was scrunched with determination as she marched across my driveway, examining my SUV like it had personally offended her. She crouched, snapped photos of my tires, my bumper, even my license plate. Then she did something new. She placed a yellow HOA violation sticker on my windshield. Inoperable. Vehicle. Subject to removal. My jaw dropped. My car wasn't inoperable. It wasn't even scratched. This woman was manufacturing evidence. Unbelievable, I muttered. She took more pictures. Angles, close-ups, proof for whatever fabricated case she was building. Then she reached into her blazer and pulled out a metal device, a slim-handled tool, a Slim Jim. She was actually trying to break into my SUV, right there, in daylight, on camera. She wedged the tool between the window and door frame, lips pressed tightly together, sweat beading under her curls. I didn't speak. I saved the footage, every second. Before we continue the story, quick question for you. Have you ever dealt with someone who thinks small authority makes them untouchable? Drop your experience in the comments. I read all of them. Back in the footage, Evelyn kept at it. At one point, she even muttered, "Once I open this, she's finished." When she finally gave up, she stormed away, furious that reality didn't bend to her will. I exhaled slowly. This has gone far enough. If you're still following this story, smash that like button so the algorithm knows we need more HOA justice stories. I grabbed my purse and headed to my office. Downtown, glass building, 3rd floor. When the elevator opened, my assistant nearly dropped her files. Maya, are you okay?" An HOA woman just attempted to break into my vehicle. Oh God, one of those. "Yes," I said, "and she's about to learn what jurisdiction actually means." By evening, everything was in place. I sat in my living room, watching the sunset bleed across the neighborhood. My phone rested beside me, connected to the live camera feed. At 6:14 p.m., the motion alert buzzed again. There she was. Pink blazer, clipboard, determination cranked up to maximum delusion. But this time she wasn't alone. She brought a locksmith. He unpacked his tools on the driveway while Evelyn pointed at my SUV like a general planning an invasion. "She refuses community compliance," she told him. "This is an authorized HOA access attempt. If she tries to stop me, I have the paperwork." The locksmith shrugged. "A job's a job." I stepped outside. Evelyn spun around, startled but immediately recovered, lifting her chin in defiance. "You're just in time," she said. "Your vehicle is being secured for inspection." I didn't speak. I reached into my bag and pulled out my badge. District Attorney, County of Welford. The locksmith froze. Evelyn didn't. She tried to laugh. "Oh, that's adorable. Is that from Amazon? Because impersonating an officer is a felony." "I'm not impersonating anyone," I said calmly. "This is my job, my authority, and you just committed 3 crimes on camera." Her smile cracked. "What crimes?" she asked, voice trembling. "Criminal tampering, attempted vehicle entry, filing false violations with intent to seize private property. "That's impossible," she whispered. "I'm the HOA president." "Exactly, not law enforcement." The locksmith backed away. "I'm so sorry, ma'am. She told me this was legal. I'm leaving." He packed up so fast he nearly dropped his tools running back to his van. Evelyn's breathing turned sharp. "You can't do this to me. HOA regulations—" "HOA regulations aren't laws," I corrected, "and they don't override private property rights. Ever." She clutched her clipboard like it was a life vest. "You don't understand," she pleaded. "Everyone listens to me. Everyone follows the rules. Fear is not authority, and your clipboard doesn't make you above the law." Her eyes shimmered, not with remorse, but disbelief, the disbelief of someone whose imaginary kingdom was collapsing. "Evelyn Hartfield," I said steadily, "you are being charged. You will receive official notice from my office." She staggered back. "No, no, you can't do this to me. You can't ruin me." "You did that yourself." She turned and ran, literally ran down the street, leaving her clipboard behind like a soldier abandoning their armor. 1 week later, the HOA board removed her as president. 2 neighbors filed complaints, the locksmith reported her, and the county opened a misdemeanor case. I finally got the peace I moved here for. No more fake violations, no more pink blazer ambushes, just silence, the kind I earned. And Evelyn, she learned the same lesson many small tyrants eventually face. When you weaponize fake authority, you meet real authority.